So this is our first video in a series that is going to be describing the 4 main volcanic hazards. So here we're going to be discussing the hazard that's known as Asphalt. Alright? Here's an example of Asphalt. As you can see, asphalt is little bits of lava that is blown up during an eruption and then ejected into the air. And it gets blown downwind of the volcano, which is happening right here. And will get deposited in the area that it is blown downwind of. Let's say, so it's blown downwind right here, and so that ash will be deposited in this area. And so, alright, I think that's good. Alright, this is video 2 of my volcanic hazard series, and we're going to be discussing volcanic mud flows. I'll have an example for you when we're done explaining what a volcanic mud flows is, or aka a lahar is. A lahar is a mud flow that consists mostly of volcanic rock. They occur when volcanic material becomes oversaturated with some form of precipitation. And they flow down river valleys only. They can form when, like I said before, volcanic material that's deposited on the volcano or the surrounding landscape becomes oversaturated with water, or they can occur when a pyroclastic flow mixes with river valley water, or they can occur when a portion of the volcano's flank fails and flows as an avalanche into any nearby river valleys, and they can flow as a lahar that way. Alright, we are ready for our example. Alright, so I'm bringing you back here, and I have an example river valley right about here, okay? I'm gonna have you guys hopefully now you can see that river valley. This is gonna be the lahar that formed when the volcano's flank collapses, right? The volcanoes gutted. This happened at St. Helens in 1980. This happened at Rainier 5,600 years ago, and it happened at Shasta 300,000 years ago. It also, so I'm going to give you another example. The pyroclastic flow type of lahar, they consist of all the same material, right? Occurred in 1915 when a cascaded volcano called Mount Lassen erupted and sent pyroclastic flows into the rivers surrounding it and melting the snow too, and generating lahars that way. So I hope those are some good examples, and I'm also going to show you guys the aftermath. So this is the lahar that filled the river valley. There's also another lahar right. There's also another lahar right here. This is the third video in our volcanic phenomenon series. We're discussing lava flows, particularly lava flows at Glacier Peak, and also lava domes. Lava flows at Glacier Peak tend to be very thick, viscous, and because of that, they do not flow very far. No farther than 6.5 miles away from the summit, or 10 kilometers. The rock is called andesite. I will have a sample of andesite in. Okay. Glacier Peak also tends to produce lava domes, which are thicker versions of lava flows. And as you can imply, lava domes do not flow very far from their eruptive vents, namely a few hundred meters for this extent. And then they tend to occur after the explosive eruption has occurred. That's right. And they can tend to explode and generate pyroclastic flows as they travel down, as the avalanche travels down the slopes of the mountain. We have an example of a lava dome and a lava flow here. Yeah. Hey, there's a little bit of volcanic ash there. Guys, I'm gonna bring you guys closer. As you guys can see, there's a bit of ash going around, and we have our lava dome occurring right here, right at that high point on the summit. It should be in the center of your screen. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Gonna work with what we've got. This is our fourth video in our volcanic hazards series, discussing pyroclastic flows, what they are, how they form, and the hazards they pose. Pedestrian flows are flows of hot ash, gases, and rocks that cascade down a volcano's flank when it's erupting and go over any topographic high or low. They form when we have an erupting column become too dense and collapse and flow down the mountain's side. And we have pedestrian flows that form when lava dome, which we discussed in the next video, in the previous video, become so thick that too much pressure builds up beneath them and they exploding cascade down the mountainside and over any topographical high that way. The direct hazards of pedestrian flows are they can kill you by burning you, they can destroy any structure in their way, and they can really threaten anyone in their path. The indirect hazards of a pedestrian flow are forest fires, lahars, and just general pollution. The next video we have is an example of a pedestrian flow, and I hope you guys enjoy it.